Taylor Anderson of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union with another episode of Empowering the Iowa Girl. We are excited to have Audi Crooks here with us today, Bishop Garrigan graduate and Iowa State basketball player. And so Audi, welcome back to the state tournament, and thank you so much for taking time to come visit with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. We're going to jump right into it because we know that time is of the essence here. Bishop Garrigan High School.
Yeah.
Just give us a summary of those 4 years at Bishop Garrigan.
Yeah, those 4 years were probably some of the best years of my life. I'll never forget my experience there. You know, small town, small school, close-knit family. Basketball was fun. Had a lot of fun with my teammates, made best friends. And since it is such a small school, everybody knows each other, everybody supports each other. And we just had a heck of a run down here.
And when you look at basketball, you're probably most recognized for basketball in the state.
Yeah.
But volleyball? Tell us about volleyball.
Volleyball was fun too. I actually really like volleyball. It was my favorite sport in high school. Don't tell anybody that, but yeah, had a lot of fun. Just a different environment, a different feel, a little bit less pressure, I would say. It was just more hanging out with the girls, hanging out with the team, and I enjoyed it quite a bit.
And track, three-time state champ in the shot put, and I believe if we hadn't had COVID,
maybe
probably would have been a four-timer there.
Maybe.
But also through the discus. So how did track and being a multi-sport athlete help you overall?
No, overall, I think being a multi-sport athlete is beneficial for everyone. It teaches you a lot of different lessons. You do different things, you meet different people, hang out with different groups. It just really helps, I think, kind of build your character and makes you a well-rounded individual.
And I heard that you also sing the national anthem.
I did.
So tell us about the fine art side of you.
I got my musical talents from my dad. My mom can't sing a lick. I was in band and choir, jazz choir, and that was, I just kind of went out on a whim. They asked me if I would sing it. I said, absolutely, I will. So that's something that's really important to me.
That's wonderful. And if I remember right, last year coming to the state tournament, I remember hearing a story about, was there some records your mother had?
Yeah.
That I
took over. So my mom had a record for the best field goal percentage in a career, and hers was like 54.7%. Hers is pretty good, and I had to wait till I was a senior to watch her name get taken down. And you know, that's something that I would always tease her about, and she would, as a mom, hope that I would break that, just because we kind of have that relationship. But it was a lot of fun.
So basketball, Bishop Garrigan, the first 2 years, runner-up Newell Fonda.
Yeah.
Your junior year, you won a state championship.
Yeah.
And I believe you were team captain your junior year?
Freshman year and senior year.
Freshman and senior, okay. So freshman and senior, junior year state championship, and then your senior year, Miss Iowa basketball.
Yeah. State
championship.
Yeah.
All tournament team captain. And what did you do in that championship game?
So we won that championship game, and I scored 49 points in that game, so that was a lot of fun to cap it off with that.
Absolutely, which was a state record, and I think it broke your previous record you had.
I did, yeah.
At state basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That championship game, you guys played Newell Fonda, who really liked to run the court.
Yeah.
And I remember people thinking, all right, how's this matchup going to go on?
Yeah.
And it was a great game, great game. But that also showed a little bit about what people are going to see at Iowa State.
Right.
Tell us about that. Well, first of all, the recruiting part. When did you really start getting recruited, and how did you end up at Iowa State?
I really started getting recruited in like 8th grade. I'd get letters and you know, camp invites and all that stuff. But then as I got a little bit older into the AAU circuit, freshman, sophomore year, it was just insane. And I was going on visits, meeting people. It was an amazing experience. I wouldn't have traded it for the world. But when I was a junior, I started getting pretty serious about the decision, settled down, and I decided that Iowa State was the place for me.
And so after track, did you move to Iowa State or Ames that summer, or when did you really start getting into the program?
I remember the day. It was June 11th. We moved in, and we started workouts because this last summer we went to Italy and Greece, so we needed to get in shape quickly and learn the system, so we did that this summer.
What's been the biggest difference? High school ball, college ball, there's a lot of variables that go on, but as you've grown in a tremendous freshman season so far and still going, obviously, but what's been the biggest transition from the high school game to the college game?
The biggest transition, I would say, is the level of physicality and the level, of competition that you play. In a 1A, little state tournament, not little, this is the best state tournament in the nation, in my opinion. But from a 1A perspective, there aren't a lot of girls that are very tall or very strong. So a lot of times I was getting double, triple teamed by girls that were like 5'7", 5'8". Now, the sky's the limit, really. I mean, you can name a lot of different players, but you got 6'7", they're big, they're strong. So that's been an adjustment for me, just in the strength and conditioning aspect, building muscle, leaning out, getting in shape, all that. It has been a big transition.
What's the biggest difference in your game?
Yeah.
What have you added to your game that people may not have seen as much at the high school level?
Sure. My confidence has peaked a little bit more coming into this freshman year of college. Just being confident in what I can do, not only around the rim, but also pulling it out a little bit. I hit a couple of threes this year, getting comfortable with that, trying to solidify that, because that'll be a big difference maker. When you're a 5-man who can pull the three, that's deadly. And also mid-range, ball handling, all those things that people don't expect to see from me. That's what I've been working on.
When you think about girls basketball in the state of Iowa and the nation, in the state of Iowa, we've seen a decline in numbers and participation in girls basketball. The Caitlin Clark effect that started over a couple years ago and is continuing to peak, and even the Audi Crooks. And I remember last year at state basketball, just the number of girls that wanted to come down and get their picture with you. And even this morning, how do you empower the Iowa girl? How do you continue to promote girls basketball and really be the face of girls basketball, taking the torch moving forward here these next 3 years?
Right. It's just has a lot to do with how you carry yourself. I know being an Iowa girl, having those values instilled in me, just to be a good person, to continue to have good character, no matter how big a scale, how big a court I'm playing on, I'm still the same person. I'm still Audi. To a lot of people, it's, oh my gosh, it's Audi Crooks, and I love the little girls that come up and ask me for pictures, and of course I'll take a picture with you, but it's just being true to who I am, and people can see that, people can feel that. When I interact with people, I try to make sure that they feel some sort of a connection, that they feel better than when I met them, that they can really relate to me in some way, and just try to treat everybody with kindness and respect.
Looking down the road, 3 years from now, what's your goals at Iowa State? What's your goals beyond?
Sure. That's a great question. As of right now, just kind of taking it day by day. Like I said, coming into this freshman year, I didn't really know what to expect, but throughout the course of the next 3 years, I just hope to find some more success, to continue to develop as a person, as a player, to be a part of something special, to make an impact in my teammates' lives, make an impact in little girls' lives, and just to continue to try to exemplify what an Iowa girl really is.
What does it mean to be an Iowa girl?
To be an Iowa girl, it means to carry yourself a certain way, to treat people with respect, to have a confidence about you, to impact people's lives, when you meet them, just being respectful, having an impact, making an impact on the people around you in a positive way, impacting people's lives and doing it gracefully. I think that's what it means to be an Iowa girl.
Role models and heroes.
Yeah.
As you were coming up through elementary, junior high, Bishop Garrett, was there a role model that you looked up to in your high school, or was there somebody, who were your role models and heroes?
My role models in my high school career, she's now one of my great friends. Her name was Caitlin Tilgis. She's 5 years older than me, and she played basketball, did track, did musicals, kind of everything that I wanted to do. So I really idolized her. I idolized my mother. She went to the same high school, and just walking through the halls, seeing her record up, just inspired me to want to be like her or want to beat her. And she was a big role model for me. Also, my grandma, she was just a really good vision of faith for me. Super positive, always encouraging, and she is also my rock.
All right, so Audi, now we're going to talk about the 7 pillars of the Empowering the Iowa Girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so that first word, accountability.
Accountability. It has a lot to do with setting standards for yourself, for your team, for your life, really, not just in basketball, but in whatever you pursue. Having that standard, holding yourself accountable, and continuing to work for a greater purpose. Communication is really important on the court. When you're a part of a team, you got to be able to communicate, talk to each other, get things figured out. But it's also important in life to be able to build relationships, to have a foundation of trust with your teammates, with your coaches, with your boss, whatever the case may be. You have to be able to communicate effectively to establish yourself and to really get your character to shine. Leadership. Leadership has a lot to do with how you carry yourself and how you make other people feel. Not only leading by example, but making sure that the people surrounding you feel cared for, feel loved, feel supported. That's what a leader is. Parents, they shape the foundation of your livelihood. They impact who you are. Mine impacted me greatly. They inspire me every day to continue to push and pursue my goals and my dreams, and I know that they're always there to support me. Culture. I think culture is the way that you approach living your life. Culture is how you treat people, how you expect to be treated, what you say, how you say it, just the way that you do the things that you do in everyday life, and doing that to a higher standard, doing it to a standard that suits the people that surround you. You know, on a team, your culture's got to be positive. You know, you got to be able to communicate. You got to trust one another and build that foundation. Teamwork. Teamwork is super important. Nobody great could have ever been great without a teammate or without somebody supporting them, and I stand by that. On a team, having your teammates there, they inspire you, they keep you going, they set you up for success, you set them up for success. It just works. Work ethic. Now, your work ethic is what really sets you apart from different people. How you approach different tasks, challenges, that tells a lot about your character, about how you were raised, and a lot about what you expect of yourself. So approaching every day with a good work ethic, whether it be school, in the classroom, at your job, you want to make sure that you're exemplifying the character that you want to put out for the world, for your teammates, for other people to see.